Hey, what is going on, guys? It's the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to talk about a major update on the Sony Spider-Man Venom universe deal. Um, so, as about a couple of hours ago, I just actually seen this about 40 minutes ago. Um, uh, I seen it from World of Geekdom's video, and I was like, oh, when I seen it from Geekdom's video, I was like, shit's really happening because Geekdom ain't gonna report shit unless if it's factual. So I seen that and I started digging it up after I seen his video, and I was like, this is a real thing. Um, so Spider-Man is back in the MCU. It is a one-picture deal, and it is going to be. We don't know all the details because obviously with these type of deals, they're not going to reveal everything. Um, sorry. So Sony and Disney agreed yesterday. Literally, this happened yesterday. This wasn't some thing in the works, or this wasn't some, groundbreaking thing where they just all of a sudden, or they've been trolling us this entire time. This was something they literally agreed on yesterday night. So it's very recent. So I don't know how the budget or how the production's going to shift. Obviously, something's going to be postponed from the MCU slate. But according to this, it is saying that Disney will get 25% of the profits, and Sony will get the rest, which is a lot more than I think Disney honestly deserves to get out of this deal. Doesn't say anything about him getting merchandising rights, and it also does not really get into, you know, extra films that he can appear in, like with the 3 crossover films. Obviously, there aren't no Avenger films. But if it's a one-picture deal, maybe he appears in one off-site solo film in the MCU. But I can't see him doing any more than that because I feel like that would kind of make no sense because they're not getting any money for the crossover films from the MCU unless they get a portion of it. This time around, since Sony or Disney's getting a lot. 25% is still a lot of money to be getting for this film. Especially you're not getting any merchandising out of it either, really. So what is interesting about this, because this deal was just drawn up last night and officially signed and agreed upon last night, the ramifications effect is interesting because there was an announcement not too long ago that Venom 2 was going to have Spider-Man in it. Now, you guys have known my opinion on this. I've actually said it. I don't think Spider-Man should be in Venom 2. I think Venom 2 should be just Venom because you're already developing the Venom character. Venom 1 developed his origins. Venom 2 really should get more into depth of Venom himself. And then the third film, which I believe is their planned, Venom versus Spider-Man, or Venom team up with Spider-Man to go up against Maximum Carnage. that is where I feel like Spider-Man and Venom should then collide. I don't think Spider-Man should appear in Venom 2. But the studios are pushing for, from what I've heard, the studios are pushing for Spider-Man to be in the Venom film. They wanted him in the first film, as we all found out. That was cut because of obviously the agreement they had with Sony with Disney at the time. So I personally don't think he should be in the film, and I think it would be better for him not to be in the film. But he might be still in the film. I don't know. Like I said, this deal is very vague because it's it's just a one picture deal. It's a one picture deal, but that's really all we know. It's a one picture deal, and that Sony is getting the majority of the profits. Disney will get 25% of the profits, and the date is slated for July 16th, 2021, which I don't know if that was the already slated date or if that was the date that now Disney and Sony agreed upon for release, because usually Sony already kind of has like their plans on what they're going to have out for the Spider-Man films, because they have this licensing agreement, and if they don't put them out in a certain amount of period of time, then they lose the rights to it. So that's why they have to have the stuff out within 2 years again. They have to always keep cranking the stuff out, because that's their licensing agreement for the film rights. So Venom 2 is scheduled to be shot this November. That's when they start making the films. Or they're going to start shooting to make the Venom 2. And it's slated to come out in next year's October 2020. So again, October 2020 is a far way away from June 2021, obviously. So if they are planning on Venom, or if they are planning Spider-Man to be in Venom 2, like I said, I mean, it would have had to have been agreed upon in this contract. Otherwise, that plan is just gone at this point. But really, that's really the only information I have. There's, like I said, I've been digging around trying to find if there's anything about the affecting of Venom 2's film for Spider-Man being in it, but right now at the moment there really isn't anything that I'm really seeing right now. There's an article I think that just came up, but this is just a rumor article. It's inedible. Tom Hardy. Yeah, like I said, my take on this is I think you shouldn't have him in Venom 2 anyways. I mean, I know Sony is, like I said, I said that before this deal happened, that Venom 2 should just be his own thing. You should not even have Spider-Man in the film until you're ready to do the Maximum Carnage thing. Maximum Carnage is going to be in Venom 2, but I don't think Maximum Carnage is going to die from Venom 2. I think by the end of the movie, my theory is Venom is going. That's when they're going to fight. They're going to fight, but Carnage is not going to die. He's almost going to die, but he's not. And then the film's going to end that way. And then that's going to lead to the third film, where it leads to Spider-Man coming into the phrase, and Venom and Spider-Man are going to team up to take on Venom. And that leads to the big Shamaz, like the video game, where you do Venom, Spider-Man, Maximum Carnage, or you call it Maximum Carnage. That's where I think you do that, and that's why I think if you put Spider-Man in this film, if you put Spider-Man in Venom 2, I don't think that works. I don't think that works because you're trying to develop you're trying to develop Venom. I mean, everybody knows who Spider-Man is. Everybody knows his story. They know his origins. They know, his thing. We've seen it they've seen it, 3 different times now. You've seen it early 2000s. You've seen it even Amazing Spider-Man, and now you're seeing it in the MCU. You've seen Spider-Man. You haven't seen Venom yet. I mean, other than the Spider-Man 3 Venom. You're seeing Venom's origins on the big screen. Now you need to get in depth with Venom in the second film. And if you put Spider-Man in that film, that takes away from Venom. That takes away from, him. By putting Spider-Man in there. Because then it's not going to be about Venom. It's going to be about Spider-Man and Venom. That's why I think you should wait until the third film. To do the big schmaz with Venom and Spider-Man. But right now, like I said, looking at what I'm seeing, there is really no, because also there's really no indication, because one of the things that Sony wanted was Venom in the MCU, and I don't think that, picture deal isn't going to do that, by the way. Big battle until Venom 3 or whatever Venom 3 is called. So yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure. It's really too early. Deal was just done yesterday night. So looking at what I'm seeing from the regular websites right now that are reporting this, like I said, there isn't really any information out besides what I've already said, that Sony and Disney, they're not gonna split it. I mean, Disney's gonna get 25%. I feel like there's more to this deal than we know, because we didn't really know that much about the first deal, as I've pointed out in a lot of these videos that I've done. Venom, like I said, with Venom, I don't think they should rush it, especially with this one picture deal now. I don't think they definitely should rush it. But I feel like there's got to be more to this deal that we don't know, to why Sony would allow 25% of the deal, of the profits. Either they're getting maybe 5% of the merchandising, or they're getting, green lights on TV deals. Though technically they can do 1 hour live action TV rights, without Marvel's approval. But they don't have the animated rights anymore, for TV, just for movies. So maybe they're doing something like that. I don't know. There's got to be some caveat to this, though, that I don't think we know right now, besides what they've been telling us. Obviously, like I said, this is going to delay whatever they're planning. The MCU already announced their slate of movies that are coming out for the next 2 years. Obviously, one of them is being delayed. Because obviously they have to do the Spider-Man film now, and Kevin Feige is going to be doing it. I don't think anyone, once that deal was struck, that they weren't going to think that. So the only thing I could say that this deal probably benefits, because Venom is still going to be done by Sony. It's still going to be done by Sony, and that's probably the only benefit, and possibly that Spider-Man won't be in Venom 2, because like I said, I don't think Venom 2 I don't think Venom 2 should have Spider-Man in the film. I said that multiple times already, before this deal was even a thing. I think they should wait for the crossover film that they plan on doing with Spider-Man, because you don't need to set an origins for Spider-Man. Um, but you need to really get more into depth to Venom's story. And by putting Spider-Man in Venom 2, that takes away from that. So that's really my take on this. That's really my take on this news. I probably won't be covering any more of this anymore, because unless there's something major that happened, unless there's something major with Venom that is covered. But that's really all I know right now. If there's any more news, let me all y'all can comment down below in the description. And what do you guys think about this? Where do you think Venom is going to go? Venom 2 is going to go here, guys. Like I said, that's my stake in all this is Venom. And as long as Venom is good, I'm good, and that's all that matters to me. Comment, rate, hit the notification bell if you like my content, and subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.